Hello, my name is Nathaniel Runyon, and this is my Week 2 assignment for PNP6. The goal of this video is I'm going to be breaking down the dodge/roll mechanics in two different games. The first game that I'm going to talk about today is Death's Gambit. In Death's Gambit, the player can dash in two directions. If they are standing still and hit the dodge button, they will do a little back step. But if you're running forward and you hit the dodge button, you'll roll in the direction that you are facing. Whether dodging forward or dodging backwards, the time is about the same. When dodging backwards, it's 0.41 seconds, and when you're rolling forward and dodging, it's 0.43 seconds. I'm going to be using the tiles at the bottom here to measure the distance of the roll and the back step. So when you're standing still and you do the back step, the player will go about 6 units. Now when you're running and you do a roll, you go about 9.5 units. The player is allowed to dash as long as they have stamina. There's about a tenth of a second cooldown before you are able to dash again. When you run out of stamina, it takes about half a second to a second for your stamina to recharge enough to where you can perform another roll. The player is completely invincible whether they are dodging forward or backwards. You see if I roll through those, I don't take any damage. Let me try to do the back step. See, I don't take any damage until I'm out of the state of dashing. I am now going to be analyzing the dodge/roll mechanic in the game Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight. The roll in this game performs just about the same way it does in Death's Gambit. However, if you're standing still and you hit the dodge button, you're still going to perform the roll in the direction that you are facing. So you can still only roll in two directions in this game. When the player is finished rolling, there's about a quarter of a second cooldown time before you are able to spam it again. Unlike Death's Gambit, you do not have a stamina bar, so if you wanted to just sit in this corner and just keep spamming the dodge button, you are allowed to do that. I'm going to be using these little tiles underneath of my feet right here to determine how far you roll. It's actually pretty interesting because when you're standing still and you roll about 5.5 units. But when you're running and you roll almost a whole unit less. So you only roll about 4 units if you're running. The player is completely invincible on any part of the roll, so I'll demonstrate it a few times here. Do it at the end of the roll right here in the middle. I'll try to do it right before it hits me. And see, I am still invincible. Try it again. Yep, completely invincible.